This story is a continual story. It's all about a kingdom called Together We Build. The youth of Together We Build came with the idea that they will make a community farm to rear animals, make a fish farm, plant, and then they will use the money to build a school and a hospital. They consulted their former chief, the wise man, the first. Everything was successful. That 1 year time, they got their crops from the farm, their fish from the fish farm, their goat and sheep from rearing the animal. Everything was ready to go and sell. The wise man, the chief, the first, got a wrong idea and consulted a businessman in the other village called Did You See? They went and sat at the riverside. The river is called This Is Not the Agreement. Among the youth, intelligent youth, there was one guy who is a catapult shooter. So he goes to the forest and shoots his catapults. As he was coming from the forest, he saw the chief and then the businessman sitting by the river. This is not the agreement. They were about to discuss. He wanted to go and say hello to them, but something stopped him that he should hide and listen to what they are about to say. The chief told the businessman that they have everything ready. He's going to hire a big truck. He will put everything in and bring it to the businessman to go and distribute it at the market, sell it, and use the money for his personal interest. He want the businessman to buy him a land in the village Did You See and buy him a car to build him a house. He will go and tell the kingdom of Together We Build that because of COVID, the market women and the men couldn't pay the money. So as he's chasing the money will be used to build the house and buy him a car and buy him a land for his personal interest. Intelligent catapult shooter heard everything and went and told the youth. The youth set up a plan with the help of the river. This is not the agreement. And then they dressed children as dwarfs. And they let the children stand by the riverside and the junction, a place the vehicle will pass to the market. The chief did a bad thing that he want to confuse everyone, lie to them that he will bring the things on the Saturday, and Friday, that is a taboo day that you don't have to do anything on that land. The chief sneak and called the driver and the mate, and they moved the car on Friday. But then the intelligent catapult shooter, since he heard that the chief have bad mind that you go and sell the crops and sheep and goats and the fish for his personal interest, is always watching him. So he saw that the chief and the mate and the driver, they moved the car on the Friday. They went, they set up the children standing by the river, and then the catapult shooter and the intelligent youth, they hide themselves in the bush. About 5 meters to the riverside, the chief saw that some small things are standing there. Then he asked the driver, do you think is this dwarfs? The driver said, yeah, this is dwarfs. And so you get 2-3 meters and stop the car, go and consult, maybe it's one of the children. The car gets 3 meters, the chief get down and then command the children, hey, my children, leave the way, we want to pass. The intelligent catapult shooter, he was in the bush and shout, the chief of Together We Build, the wise man the first, are you calling me, the river, this is not the agreement, my dwarfs, as your children? Are you calling me, the river, this is not the agreement, my dwarfs as children? The chief gets shocked, kneel down and start begging. My river, I'm sorry, I did not know that this is your dwarfs. They command the chief that he should go to the palace and consult everybody in the kingdom of Together We'll Build. They have a message to say. And as the chief is going to the palace, he should go and dress up. He should wear his crown and sit on the throne. They have a message to say. And they command him and told him that if he doesn't know and he will run away and go to different place, the dwarfs have their eye everywhere, and if they get him, it will not be a good result. The chief then respond, I'll do that, and ran to the palace. The youths and the catapult shooter came out jubilating. One sit in the car, they brought the car to the palace. The catapult shooter used one child as a dwarf and do all the talking. They consult the chief that they heard that he want to sell the things and build house and buy car and buy land for himself. The chief admitted. In the end, the chief don't have any option that he want to step down to set an example to the entire kingdom of Together We'll Build and then the villages surrounding the kingdom of Together We'll Build. That if they give you a power, you don't use it for your personal interest. So that the chief wise man the first did. He stepped down to set example for the entire kingdom and then the villages surrounding the kingdom. They set up to put a new chief. Only the elders know who is going to be the chief, but everyone don't know in that kingdom of Together We'll Build. They invited everyone, including the villages surrounding the kingdom, to come. They want to swear in a new chief. Who is coming? The intelligent catapult shooter. He swear in and now he is the chief. As the kingdom became a kingdom, now he is the king of the kingdom Together We'll Build and the entire villages surrounding the kingdom of Together We'll Build. 2 years' time, he was able to put up a good hospital with a very good equipment, high equipment, big school with high equipment. Teachers are doing fantastic. Doctors and nurses are doing great. The youth, they are taking part, taking care of their rivers, going around that nobody would dare pollute that river. The forest has been guarded, that nobody would dare to go and cut tree or destroy the forest. The sea is being guarded. They are taking care of everything. Development is in the kingdom of Together We'll Build. They are doing great. Their king is inviting a lot of investors in the kingdom. Then they heard that corruption came in and confused the elders of the kingdom of Together We'll Build, that he wants them to be corrupt, so that if they are corrupt, the king also will be corrupt, and he doesn't have a choice that he will leave the throne. As the corruption left, the elders came together and they have a meeting. One female said, no, this is not a good idea. We reach far. Look, we reach far. We cannot let ourselves to be corrupt and destroy the whole kingdom. No, I don't agree to this. They all accept it, except one special person in the elder who have an idea that he will go alone. He will not tell anyone. He's going to the kingdom alone to go and take the powerful symbol of the kingdom and go and throw it away in the sea. And if the powerful symbol is not there, the powerful symbol is not there, then it means the kingdom has been collapsed. Automatically, the king have to drop down from the throne, and they will put a new king on who is easy to be corrupt. But as the special elder person went to the kingdom, because he's not been checked, he's able to go everywhere. As he entered the secret room, he saw the symbol on the stool, and he wanted to check around to come and take the symbol and throw it away. But with the help of the river, this is not the agreement, give idea to the children, that the children ask the king to play a game with them, but the king have no time to play with them that game. So they have idea that they will take that shiny thing, they call the symbol as shiny thing, to go and hide it so that the king, if he come, you go and look for it. This idea that the special children have saved entire kingdom because they were able to hide the symbol in the special place in the forest. The king came around. They blow the news to the king that they don't find a symbol. The special man said, look, I plan to take the symbol and throw it away so that the kingdom will be collapsed and we'll put a new king on the throne so that he can be corrupt and collapse the whole kingdom. Because if corruption come into the kingdom, child abuse will come, teenage pregnancy will come, other bad influence will come, and then pollution also will come and join in so that we collapse the whole kingdom. I did not take it. The king said, nobody should go out of the palace and nobody should come in. The guards should guide everywhere. He's going to a special place to consult the forest. The king came out, they closed the gate. As the king was going, the special children, they were playing in front of the kingdom and they were always watching the king. Where is he going? The king took a walk and they followed the king, and then suddenly the king was in the forest. The king was ready to ask the forest for help. He took out his clothes and folded the clothes and put the clothes in a place that is exactly where the symbol was buried from the special children. As they put the cloth down, the children shout, he found it, he found it, he found it. The king was shocked and turned around and said, what are you doing here? The children told the king that for a long time we've been asking you to play a game with us and you never get a chance to play the game with us. So we plan to hide the shiny thing. Then he said, you mean the symbol? In the end, the king found a symbol in the hole and they saved the entire kingdom. The king invited the whole kingdom, including the villages surrounding the kingdom, and told them that he's using the media and the cultural group, the music and art school, for them to do theater about corruption, child labor, teenage pregnancy, and bad influence and pollution. They were all doing their part. Art and music school, they are doing a lot of theaters about all these bad characters. And the musicians also are doing music concerning all these bad characters. The cultural groups, they are going places, village to places, they are doing drama concerning these bad characters. The whole thing was successful. Very, very, very successful. That they are able to fight corruption, child labor, teenage pregnancy, other bad influence, and then pollution. That they don't have a chance in the kingdom of Together We Build, and then other villages surrounding the kingdom. They are doing all. Everybody is playing part. Everybody is playing part. Now, the king is coming to give them the laws, which the king, if you don't obey that law, the king don't know what will happen to you. So this is where the king invited all the kingdom of Together We Build, including the villages surrounding the kingdom of Together We Build, and said to them, my people, you all know that the river, this is not the agreement, is helping our kingdom and then the villages surrounding our kingdom very much. You remember the river told us that all the rivers surrounding the kingdom of Together We Build and then the sea, they are all like brothers and sisters. And the forests, they are all like brothers and sisters. So if we treat them good, it's good for us. And if we treat them bad, it's bad for us. And then you remember, the river told us that he have 7,007,777. 77777. All fingers are not equal. That's why each of them need one another. We have to work together We have to team up together. We have to share ideas together. My kingdom is open for everyone. If you have an idea, bring it. If you see something wrong is going on, come and report it. Don't keep quiet. I bring a lot of investors that I have institutions where if you finish your education and you need the work, you can go for advice. And they will advise you what you want to do. If you finish your university and you want to do your degree, there are institutions which will help you. You have to write to the institutions about your subject, and if they are interested, they will support you with sponsorship. They will sponsor you. And if the subject you choose is not in their direction, they will transfer you to where you can go and get your sponsors. So there are sponsors who will sponsor you to do all the research you want. And additional also, our archives are going to have a very good information. So all these institutions are there. They are there to advise you for the work you are looking for, and they are there to help you and write your masters. There is possibility everywhere. I set up, everything is there. The computers are around. You just have to go in, look for the work. And then I am giving this warning to every institutions in entire kingdom of Together We Build. If someone comes in for employment, if the person is qualified for that job, you give it to the person. Don't take money from the person. You, the one who are going to look for that job, if they ask you money and you give them money, from the, I'm telling you people, from the gate man to the director, if any one of you will take money from the one who is coming to look for a job, and then the one who is coming to look for a job also paid, you all will be punished. You will be punished. Because you have to know that immediately you collect money from somebody to employ him into the job, you employ corruption. Because you took the money from the person and employed the person also will take money from somebody else to pay back. You are inviting corruption. And if you invite corruption, that is where child labor will come in, teenage pregnancy will come in, other bad influence will come in, and then pollution will come in. So you don't take money from anyone. The person is qualified anyway. So why do you take money from the person? The person is qualified for the job anyway. Why do you take money from the person? Look, we developed our people for our people to develop the country. We developed our people for the people to develop the country. So if you are taking money for someone who is entitled for the job, you take money from the person, you are employing corruption. The person get a position, you also will take money from somebody else. Somebody else take money from somebody else. Then it means you employed corruption. And I'm warning you people, the punishment is not going to be easy. You, the fishermen, going to the sea and then the river, you know that there is a net which is forbidden to fish on the sea or on the river. Don't use that net, because as I told you, my eyes are everywhere. I have people who will give me informations. It could be your wife, it could be your mother, it could be your son, it could be your daughter, it could be your sister, it can be your brother, it can be aunt. Me, myself, as the king, I have somebody who is monitoring me, which I don't know the person who is monitoring me. We are all helping each other. We all have to fight corruption and child labor, teenage pregnancy, bad influence, and pollution together. One person cannot do it. That's why I said, we develop the people for the people to develop the country. So if you know you are a fisherman and you don't have to go and blast something in the sea to catch the fish, don't go and blast it. If you know you are a fisherman working on the river, don't go and use poison to catch the fish. We will hear it and your punishment will be very big. And you, people who work at the forest, you know that there's a tree. We have trees who are not allowed to be cut. If you need to cut that tree, you have to go to the officials and get the officials go in. If that tree is allowed to cut, they will give you a special paper for you to go and cut that tree. But if you sneak yourself, go and cut that tree, you the one who bring the idea, you'll be punished. The operator who is going to use the chainsaw to cut the tree will be punished. The driver who will drive the car to go and take the tree will be punished. The owner of the car will be punished. And then the punishment will be very big. And my advice to the small business people, if you want to set up a business, do a research. In the area you want to set up a business, do a research. Because I walk around and I saw one area, one store, provisions, soft drinks and water. Another store next to the store, drinks, soft drinks and water and provisions. If you watch around, it's the same thing has been selling in the area. And this can bring jealousy, and jealousy can bring bad influence in your mind. That you envy your neighbor, because you end up selling the same things in one area, about 20 stores, the same things. People will sell a shoe and you go, this store, the same shoe, selling the same shoe. This store is selling the same shoe. This store is selling the same shoe. And then for the business, it will be choked. In the end, you cause yourselves enemies. This is where you start to accuse your opponent. Yeah, he's using some spirit to sell his things, which, go do a research. Before you put up a business, do a research to see that there is a shop here which is selling shoe. So if you want to sell a shoe or a sandals, don't sell the same shoe. Sell something else. Then you don't have a competition. Provisions, soft drinks, and then water. Watch around. Provide something which is not in the area. You, the small business, please. That's why I have a institution which is there for you. Go and consult that institution and tell them where you want to do your business. They will go around and watch around to see what sort of business you will do to help you so that you don't have a competition. And stop selling the same thing in the same area, 20 stores, the same thing selling. That's not helping the business. It can help the kingdom. Everybody have to play part. I am warning you people. I am warning you. The punishment which is coming, that punishment is called, if you don't want to be there, don't come there. The punishment which is coming from my kingdom, the title is, if you don't want to be there, don't come there in the first place, because the punishment is not going to look good. Or you don't have to blast anything in the sea or the river, and you do, the punishment is not going to look good. If you know the forest, you don't have to go and destroy the forest, and you will sneak and go and do something in the forest, the punishment is not going to look good. And as I told you, we have 7,777. 77777. All fingers are not equal. We all need one another. The title of the punishment is, if you don't want to be there, don't come there in the first place. See you in the next meeting and you break the law. The punishment is not going to look good for you. If you know you don't have to take money from somebody to employ the person, and you take money, the punishment is not going to look good. Special cultural group, please can you give me some music? This is the dance, the cultural group, put it up. See to this dance and find out what is going to be the punishment if somebody make a mistake for the kingdom. What is going to be the punishment? Because the title of the punishment is, if you don't want to be there, don't come there in the first place. See to this dance and judge it for yourself what is going to be the punishment. PJ,